My name is Dree Lovato, and I'm a tattoo artist located in Aurora, Colorado. My business name is The Addiction. I have now been located in this area for 11 and a half years, tattooing approximately 16 years. And I would say my riches in life are definitely my dogs. Every time I go home, they're just so happy to see me. It's just a very uplifting feeling to have animals that you provide so much for. I really enjoy the art aspect and conversating with people. I learned a lot of life lessons, and I'm able to share some of the experiences that I've had to help uplift others. I try to create like a super healing environment, something that I would want for myself. And I work so hard for what I do, and on the backside I provide a freedom underwater where I just scuba dive. My favorite place is Jamaica. I've been to Mexico, but when I'm dived down into the water, I just feel so free. That's probably where my purest freedom is at.
You talked a little bit about how you've been doing this for 16 years. You have this location for 11 years. Can we just go back in time? Why did you even become a tattoo artist in the first place? So
it kind of just fell in my lap. I was just gonna go get a tattoo, and at that time I was just going to someone's house just because a friend was like, yo, I got somebody. And it was my second piece. Just a little bit of lettering. I had my sketchbook on me, and dude was checking out my art. He said, oh no, you need to be doing tattoos. And so it was like, I don't know about this. I draw all the time, but to do a needle at that age was not really in my spectrum. But I was thankful for it, because through my darkest times, this has been the one thing that's been right by me, keeping me through solid, providing on a daily life. It's just art, having that to feed myself, put a roof over my head, and the trust of people. That's just a huge thing.
Going off of that, when you first put that needle to someone's skin, how did you feel? So when I said that the guy recommended me to tattoo, he said, well, when I get done with tattooing you, you could tattoo me. I didn't know if I should have just left right then and there, because I didn't know what was actually going on. But I just took the chances. I rolled the dice, and I said, okay. He gave me the equipment, showed me how to set it up, but I was like this. I was shaking so bad, but needless to say, he said, just put a little bit in here so you can get the feel for it. I don't know how he trusted me with that, but man, that was the breaking stone. We went to the house, hollered at my dad. I said, man, we need to go ahead and order some equipment. This guy told me this, and we just hooked it up. And man, every day I was waiting for the UPS to come by. He was looking out like a little kid. Nope, still that wasn't it. We're right here. Nope, still didn't come. I was like, man, that's crazy. One day it showed up, and called the best friend up. I said, it's here. 4 hours in on one little baby piece. But I couldn't help it. I felt so good doing it. I was like, this is probably what I'm gonna keep on trying to advance my skills. What would you say had helped you to improve your work over the years to become a better tattoo artist?
So I think being patient. We look a lot of times at the top person and what you think is like, wow, their caliber is beyond. But we don't look at the steps of getting to that. That person didn't just have that whole growth. If you can scroll through people's gallery and you can see back in time how stuff used to look, and maybe fully research a person, that's gonna show you different levels. So I just kind of pick little pieces, what I like, what I can improve on, something as as simple or more common people get, you know, prayer hands, I've seen how they look before with my shadows. Okay, that shadow I didn't like, and at that same time, when I did that piece, that was the best that I could do. But if I compare it to a few years later and I still execute and see things a little bit different, I think my eyes have gotten sharper. I could see these things that I didn't see back then. And I'm self-taught, so it's not like I had someone break all of this down. Regardless of having art classes, we're messing with different mediums, and so I'm dealing with charcoal, painting, oil pastels, pencil, color pencil, and then there's different styles. Cross-hatching, hatching, stippling. These are so many different things in the art class, but when we're talking about the skin and you're hearing about shading, packing, whip shading, you also have stippling when you're gonna make some pattern work, when you're dealing with geometric stuff, and then you have depth and darkness. It's just little pieces that I think I can improve on. I think all pieces I can always look back at it and say, okay, I could do this different, or I could add this, or I love the way that was. Try it different. We have people obviously in the city. You have to pause it because she got a box. Water to me is to be free and to just escape from all of the above earth hecticness that just can be overwhelming. The water takes your weight off of your body, and at that point all you need to focus on is the beauty in front of you. So we were on vacation, my wife and I, and we kept seeing the cool kids with all that fancy gear on, and I said, well, would you be open to maybe trying to do something past snorkeling? And she said yes, so we just dove right into the discovery session, and it starts off in a pool and they get you real comfortable and getting into the state of, okay, we're gonna actually go into the ocean for the first time, and it's gonna be 40 feet. It sounds very overwhelming. I would say for myself, I became adjusted very quickly because of what I was able to see. One of my biggest things that I try to always tell myself to face with fear is to just go in with confidence. So I had to act in my mind that I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. I've given all the skills that I need. And I just held my mast, held my regulator, took the giant step into the water, and it said, the time is now. We deflated our vest, and it's just, you have to be confident. If you let the fear come over, it's gonna make you hyperventilate. You're using more air. You're gonna give yourself a headache. Your ears are gonna hurt. There's a lot of science behind it. So I had to always tell myself, okay, you're gonna have to be confident. You had the great instructor guide you through in the pool. This is what you need to do. And there was no turning back from there. There's a bit of adrenaline that comes with it, which is a little crave that I have, but the adrenaline is, what am I gonna see? what am I gonna see? What do I get to see? What's gonna come in our way? And that's why I always take my camera, I take my GoPro, and I got my camera to make sure I capture what my stories are gonna tell. I have to have my evidence. So there's the adrenaline of, okay, we're about to go in there, what's gonna come around? And then once you see a big animal come through, it's just like nothing else matters. I just remember specifically recently in our past trip in July, my headspace wasn't right. And I said, okay, you know where you belong. You belong down in the water. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on in. I always trail behind everybody, still trying to just get myself together. And I'm gonna tell you now, they'll tell you, don't go in the water if your headspace ain't right. You definitely don't wanna do that, it's dangerous. I just know that's where I belong. So I'm trailing behind and all I hear is ting, 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 ting. Somebody ahead has seen something. Something is coming, something is around, whatever that may be. And I'm just waiting patiently. And right in front of me is 2 dolphins, a mama and a baby. And that baby came to me and he went away and he came back to me, did his tricks, went away, came back to me. And at that moment, it brings tears to my eyes, but it just healed me. It healed me, and it just always reminds me that that's my peace. Things are gonna be okay. Nature can tell me, yeah. Definitely always gonna be diving. It's something severe is gonna have to happen to me to not be able to dive. It's at least a 1 time a year trip. There's times where we've made up since the pandemic. We hadn't traveled, purchasing a home, taking care of responsibilities, and our inventions came and we tackled 3 different trips. That's a lot of dives, but I have a quite a bit of obsession, and I have to be able to aside from vacation. You can't dive every single second, but my wife would tell you, you're diving all the time, and I'm like, I know, I can't help it. So I'm just coming into, okay, we'll just have more trips, and we'll just I'll break it up a little bit more like that. I'll try not to do every single day, because it's not just day diving. You'll start in the morning, but you're also doing night dive. And that's where I'm like, yes, night dive. I'm gonna see the crazy wild things come out. All of those nocturnal animals are coming out to eat, and I'm just gonna be right there checking them out. Octopus coming in front. You might have a shark right by you. You might have an eel, and then you have a sea snake. It's just a lot of activity. So it's the days and the nights. I have to subside with that, but having more trips is definitely in the book. I want to travel to many different locations, different countries, and try some liverboards, because I've heard a lot of great things about those. If you are thinking about doing something and it's a positive, it's a challenge, take the opportunity to try it. It won't hurt to try something. You never know what you can overcome. Sometimes the fear of the unknown, or the fear of not really knowing if you're capable, if you're ever good enough, if you can achieve this. Not everything has to be, okay, you're first place, you're the champion, you're the best. Because anytime that you have those, no one talks about all the grit that has to be put in. And sometimes you're gonna have some failures, but it's still part of the beauty to see what you truly like. So take the opportunities, adventure around, try the things that you haven't tried, get out your head that's stopping you from coming into the beauty of those adventures. And it's not just doing an activity, it could be anything for advancing your career or seeing the next stage of your life.